Hey guys, in this video, in this podcast, I would like to share my biggest mind shift that changed my chef career forever. For those of you who don't know who I am, I've been a chef for the last decade, and right now I've been running my marketing agency for the last 3 years, and then last month I decided to start my e-commerce brand. I'm still working in a restaurant, like a lot of hours. If you're somebody who's watching this video or just listening to this podcast and you're like somebody who's in a culinary industry who want to make a pivot, who want to change your life, who want to try out something else, who want to be in like a business area using your chef career background, I hope this video will be really helpful if it's someone like you. I would like to share my biggest mind shift that changed my chef career. For number one is I realized that cooking is not just everything in being a chef. Like a lot of people out there, like who's starting this career as a chef, like when you're like second year or third year, like everybody just like, even myself, I was just like going for like being the best chef in the world. Like you look at Gordon Ramsay, you look at all the popular star chefs out there, like Michelin chefs out there, and you just want to be one of them. And then you like work really hard, you work long hours and craft your skills to be the best. And you try to go after those like fancy best restaurants in your city, in town, or like some people even travel the world to just work for them, right? And then actually like really few people are the right fit to be in that area. And then some people actually make it, right? But it's like really one of the few. And I believe, like including myself, like a lot of people would feel like we realize at certain point that we cannot be the best, or like we realize that we don't really have that talent in cooking or even the technique or the skills itself. And we come to a realization, or like it's really difficult, but we come to a point where we have to admit that we cannot be the best. So at that point, like a lot of people, they just admit it and just cook for a living, find a stable job in a restaurant world, find a good corporate restaurants and just try to stay there as long as they can, get the benefits or get a stable pay, get a stable income so that they can sustain their life and feed their family, which I also took that path when I was like my sixth year of my career. But then I also realized that like when I realized that I couldn't be the best, like I had to make a pivot. Just like many other chefs out there, I started my career, like as I said, I started my career like that, like wanting to master the craft. But like the harsh reality is like there will always be someone who's more talented, who's more dedicated, or even with like even better opportunities, who's just like born in a place where there's like a lot of more opportunities and just more access to better food out there, right? So I realized like if our goal is to just like compete with them, like if competition is the only goal in that professional life, it would just make our life more miserable if we don't achieve that goal. So like where I focused on is like I tried really my best on finding where I could stand out beyond just cooking. Like that's also a reason why I tried, like I decided to learn new skills, try out new techniques such as like video production, advertising, marketing, and then trying to figure out how can I incorporate those kind of skills with my culinary background, with my chef background, and how can I provide value, how can I make up something that I am capable of doing, instead of just competing with all these other people who are potentially way more talented than me, who have potentially have access to better opportunities than me. So it's like that was the pivot that I had to make. And then I also realized like when somebody like in any industry, when you're at like 5th or 6th year, like obviously like I can't say about all these industries, but like specifically for culinary industry, for hospitality, for chefs, for like 5th or 6th year, we have to make a decision. Like we have to make a choice which path we're gonna take. Is either are we going for the technician way, are we going to be the artist, or are we gonna take the path that is going to get us what we want? And in order to make that decision, we really gotta be objective to ourselves. Just admit it. If you're not that talented, if we don't have that access, we don't have the experience and potential, then we just gotta clearly admit it. And I think that is the first step, and that is the first step that I took. And like just observing all these other people out there, all like my fellow chefs, all the seniors that I've been following. There were a couple big lessons that I also learned from them, were like being a great chef, working in a bigger companies, getting few fames in the community. Like being a great chef doesn't automatically mean financial success, because my first priority when it comes to like at that point of pivoting was increasing my income level. So it was like I was looking at those financial situations of all these chefs, and then I realized like being a great chef doesn't automatically mean like financial success. Rather, I saw many highly skilled chefs and people out there like struggling, even technicians, skilled people, like they're struggling financially while restaurant owners made real money. Like even like some restaurants, they don't really do that, but anyways, like I realized like the real leverage, the real financial success, like at least for me personally, is like the real increase of my actual income came when I combined my technical skills and with my business knowledge. And this business knowledge includes all this marketing, advertising, accounting, financials. Once I incorporated these two, that was when I saw the whole different world. It actually unlocked my business potential as a just ordinary, or even like under the average ordinary chef out there. Like the real turning point that I had was like when I learned how restaurants actually make money, like cost controlling, menu engineering, branding and marketing, all those kind of stuff. Because before I was only focusing, like even all my friends, all my fellows, like my colleagues, we were only focusing about like how to craft a better food, how to elevate our skills, how to incorporate these new innovative skills to our dish. Everybody's just focusing on that. But then when I actually took a look into restaurant business financials, and then when I understood how they actually make money, what is the characteristics, what are the factors that successful restaurants have and failing restaurants have, when I understood those kind of things, that was the turning point. And I realized that restaurants that have better food, better quality, fine dining, they don't really make money. And then those like small restaurants that sell something that's really, really common, that has proper operation procedures, they sell something that is just too ordinary, but just a little bit better than the others, they're making money. And then the reason why they can make money is the branding, the marketing acts that they were doing, the advertising strategies, marketing strategies, the way they position their brand, and all those kind of things mattered more than how much focus are they putting into their culinary skills. So those were the steps, like when I started thinking as instead of just being a technician, I started thinking like a business owner. I started thinking like an actual like marketer of a hospitality business. And this kind of shift allowed me to transition from simply being a cook, being a chef, executing recipes and just cooking in the kitchen, to somebody who understands and who knows how to build a business from scratch. And you know what? It's like, every chefs who work in a kitchen, like they face at certain point of their life, like we all face this choice, like, do I just want to perfect my craft, my cooking skill, or do I want to build something bigger? So like most of the people, they're all different, like we're all different, but like some people, they just go out there to build their own restaurant, or they just stay in a corporate restaurant forever, or they just stay as a small restaurant manager for a very long time, or sometimes they even just change their career to something else. But the reason why in the end they do that is because like this industry is, as most people know, that it's not really a healthy industry. Like this whole kitchen industry is really toxic culture, and actually I think I've seen many people who got broken inside because of this like culture, who have stayed there really long since they were really a young kid, and then they started thinking like in terms of mindset and the attitude kind of thing, like they're really broken inside, because like a lot of people work in this kind of culture when they're 16, 17 years old, just like me. They learn how to smoke really early. They learn how to drink. They learn how to hang out with wrong people. So I really think I witnessed a lot of people like that too. Like it can break somebody if he doesn't really pivot at the right time. That's why I think personally, if you're just like pursuing this career, 5 years, like fifth year, sixth year, you need to make a decision to pivot to something else, or like actually find like your own path, like choosing the right path. Because like in the end, right, it's up to all of us. It's up to all of us to, like, each of us to recognize our, like, what we're good at, what we're weak at, what we're bad at, what we're actually good at, to learn and explore our strengths and weaknesses. It's all up to us to make strategic decisions, what we're gonna do in our life, and like take control of our professional career, right? Because even me, like, I didn't even expect that I would start a marketing agency or a video production agency as a chef. Like, I never thought in my life that, you know, if I choose a career that I can ever change it. Or I didn't really believe that somebody can do can have two or three or even like more multiple professions. It's just about how I showcase my skills to people out there, and it's about what am I doing with these skills. Because I realized, like, at certain point, because especially cooking, the skill itself has no value. It's about how you use those skills in your life. It's like you can understand all this business, you can do all the financials, you can cook, and you're a really nice person, you can treat people well, but with all these assets, you can just choose to work for a restaurant, or you can choose to open your own restaurant, or you can even pivot to a different career path using all these skills and backgrounds. So it's like, it's not about the skill itself, it's about how you use those skills and how you execute, how you pivot. And I really think it's all about how you use those skills. And then, so that's why, like, for me personally, just focusing on skills forever, like perfecting your craft, getting better at your skills, like, until when? Like, the question is, until when? For me, this kind of mindset shift, I'm gonna share it next time as well. But this was like the kind of mind shift that I personally had, just being an ordinary chef to started running my marketing agency. And last year I have hit my $10,000, $12,000 of sales for like 3 consecutive months, which is like my best months. And I didn't even know that would happen to me, right? Like, and then now I'm doing the same thing, just starting my e-commerce brand, and then like pursuing my new career path. In the end, like, I really think we all should be really considerate and careful when it comes to like choosing this career. And it's all about, it's really up to us, each of us, to how we are going to use this career and these skills.